Shock Love 1200 Films Podcast. All horror all the time. And boy, this selection this week was not great. I think by default, the vintage movie, The Dolls, is going to be my feature review. But boy, yeah, not a lot of great this week. So let's get going. 2018 Desolation, not to be confused with the 2017 version called Desolation, which was about some two chicks and a kid getting lost in the woods with the stalker coming after them. That was better than this film. This film was ridiculous. It starts with this girl who works as a cleaning lady at a hotel. She's like 25-ish. And, barely making ends meet at a hotel. And then this big Hollywood film is filming in town. And like this, what it led you to believe, like this Brad Pitt type is filming a movie there. And he befriends this hotel worker. And within like the week that he's there, they like go out on a date. And then he has to leave. He's like, hey, hotel worker lady, come with me. Come home with me. Be my live-in girlfriend. And of course, she's like, hey, sure, what do I got to lose? So she goes with him. So they're living together for like a minute, and then he's like, well, I got to go away on another movie. You're going to be here by yourself for days and days and days and days and days. And she's like, I guess that's what I got to do. And then she learns that it's all part of a game. She was not his love interest. She was put there as a internet betting thing where people bet on what's going to happen to her. And there's all these hidden cameras, and they're all watching her. And the place where they live is this big fancy condo hotel room. And everyone in the hotel is messing with her, trying to get her to go crazy and kill herself, basically. And you're betting, people at home that are watching this are betting on how this is going to happen. And that's the premise for this film. And there's people in other hotel rooms that have also been dragged to this hotel and have already killed themselves. And you can bet on, like, if she hangs herself, that pays like 20 to 1, or if she cuts herself, that pays 10. It's things like that. I know it sounds like a decent premise, but poorly executed. So I would go ahead and definitely skip this one. Yes, dumpster fire garbage. I'd put it at the bottom. Moving on. Oh boy, it doesn't get any better. 2019, Seven in Heaven, and had no critic rating, an audience score of 26%, which seems high. I looked at one of the reviews of the audience. Since there was no reviews from critics, I looked at the member of Rotten Tomatoes, the member reviews, and this was the best one. By far the worst movie I have ever seen, ... in my entire life. That's the entire review right there. That's how you do it. That's how you deliver it. These people, these young teens, are playing spin the bottle, and the guy and the gal are going in this weirded room. It's not like a closet because there's no like hooks or nothing. It's just a room, just wood and a room. It's strange. And then they come out of the room and they're in like a different time slip. So they come out of the room, and the guy is accused of murder, and people are after him, and so the guy and the girl are running around town, and for reasons unknown, Gary Cole, the actor Gary Cole, is keeps bailing them out. Like every 10 minutes they get in some weird situation they can't get out of, then Gary Cole just happens to be driving by and saves them. They're trying to get back to the house, into the room, to recreate, what they did the first time, and so they can go back into This movie is so stupid. Not quite by far the worst movie I've ever seen. ... in my entire life, but it is pretty bad. Yeah, definitely. Also, dumpster fire garbage. It doesn't get any better from there. 2018 Haunting on Fraternity Row, available on Netflix. So was Seven in Heaven, but I don't think you should watch those. No critic score, an audience score of 33%. Again, seems high. Of course, these college frat house, they're messing around and they push one of the other down the steps in the basement and they crash into the wall and discover there's a hole in the wall. So they start digging through this hole in the wall, and it's like 10 feet deep in the wall. And of course there's this weird little room, and of course in that little room they unleash whatever, and it starts killing every kind of like another summoning movie, kind of like Midnight Man, but not nearly as good. And the thing they release has zero remorse. It just sees you, then kills you. Nothing redeeming about it, but no real cool kills. Nothing special about it. Yeah, another one you could definitely throw in the dumpster. It gets a little better from there. 2019, I Trapped the Devil. Critically acclaimed at 77%. Audience score still low at 31%, and I can understand why. This movie takes a long time to get going. Yeah, just be patient. This guy, well, let's go back to the beginning. This couple, this guy and the gal, they're like 40s. They're going to go visit their brother who lives alone for the holidays, like a surprise visit. And when they get there, he's all weirded out. He's like, guys, I trapped the devil in my basement. I got him locked in down there in a little room. And of course, the couple's like, you lost your mind. When they go down there to see what's going on, and then this little alleged devil that he trapped in the room starts talking to them. And starts asking questions and starts making noises, and yeah. And sometimes they get visions. But yeah, it's not horrible. It's different. Would have been better off as like a part of an anthology horror, that, you know, those horror movies that tell 3 stories or more in one film, because this could have been cut down. But it's still fine. I'd still put it on. Would I put it on the watch list? No, I'd say it's okay if desperate. That's probably as far as I'll go with that one. Then we go back down a notch to 2011's Found Footage. A found footage movie called Found Footage. There was nothing on Rotten Tomatoes about this film. IMDb had it as a 4.7 out of 10. That seems about right. Not to be confused with Found Footage 3D, which is 4.5% better than this film. Found Footage 3D was about these filmmakers going to shoot a POV horror film. And of course, they go to an actual haunted location and things get out of hand and yada yada. You can figure it out. This one, this normal guy has his camera that he likes, and he kind of just loses his mind one day and starts killing people and filming it. And there's one guy he kills in the park that he kills by stabbing, and I swear to God, it took 10 minutes. 10 minutes of stabbing to kill this man. And then he kills random women as they're walking home, and yeah, the final scene where he has a woman trapped in the shower, that is probably the best scene, the only really redeemable scene in the film that kept this film from being dumpster fire garbage and just up to all the way up to can't quite recommend. But besides that, it wasn't much. It was really short though. Then we go to 2019, a Shudder exclusive film called Boar. Boar, boar, like in a wild boar. This wild boar, they're in Australia. And this wild boar is probably the size of a Dean transportation bus. Those little buses, remember? Oh yeah, and this had a critic rating of 45% and an audience score of 45% also. So this special transportation bus sized boar is on the loose and is killing people. Got a taste for humans and likes it. So then this family is visiting their distant relative, and they're kind of out there in the boonies, and this boar comes by and starts picking him off after it's already picked off several people. And the guy from Wolf Creek pops up in this. He has a little cameo. I guess it's a little bit more than a cameo, but he pops up. His name I don't remember. But anyway, the stars ex-pro wrestler Nathan Jones, who is so bad they cut him before he could do much of anything, because all he could do was throw a kick, and he couldn't even do that well. But yeah, it stars Nathan Jones, who's like 7 feet tall and all muscle. But he's part of this family the boar is trying to kill, and the family's trying to fight back. This boar is something else. It's simple. It's a simple creature feature. I think this movie was barely like an hour and 10 minutes. For what it was fine. I'd say it's okay if you're desperate. If you're in for something silly and stupid and just bloody and fun, Boar. Then 2018, another Shudder exclusive, The Ranger. Could find nothing on Rotten Tomatoes. IMDb had it as a 5.1 out of 10. That's pretty close. This group of misfits have this friend of another group that has this inherited this cottage out in this wilderness, and the park ranger on duty there is completely insane, and he knew the girl from when she was little, and now she's coming back to claim her her house, and so they're kind of like friends, so there's kind of a camaraderie there, but he's not too fond of her friends, so he starts picking off the friends in relatively interesting ways sometimes. So that's kind of cool. But other than that, it's just a slasher kind of, I guess. But it's all right. Again, for what it is, if you know what you're getting into and you're willing to accept that, it's fine. And lastly, our feature review, 1987, The Dolls.
It looked like a safe haven from the raging storm.
It's an odd kind of place. Where'd your folks get it from, Boris Karloff?
Their hosts seemed like the essence of hospitality.
You can stay here as long as you like. Wonderful.
But appearances can be very deceiving.
What's the matter? Afraid of the dark?
Bob,
Yeah?
are you scared?
Oh, of course not. What's there to be afraid of?
This house?
Oh, don't be.
Son, you like toys? I'm a doll maker. I make the most wonderful toys.
Dolls, with a critic rating of 62% and an audience score of 51%. And again, I found this film on a list of top 50 horror movies from the 80s, and this was the only one I hadn't seen. So I figured I better watch it, and I did. And it was fine. It's no Nightmare on Elm Street. It's no Alien. not The Abyss. It's nothing super creepy like that, but it's a little silly. This couple and their young daughter, they're on vacation in Europe, and their car breaks down, of course, and they have to go to this mansion to get away from the rain that's coming down. And so do other people. Other people break down in the same spot because there's a pothole out there. And so they go to the mansion during the rain, and then there's like a dozen people there, and they're all gonna just stay the night. And the owners, this old couple, are like, "Come on in, stay as long as you want, hang out for a bit, and have dinner." Well, of course, people have to be sneaky and start sneaking around the house and see what's going on here, and they find these dolls, these little foot-high dolls that start killing people. And then you learn the backstory of the dolls. And that's also kind of interesting. But it's basically this little girl. The parents are kind of old news. But this other random guy that popped up there, this 30-year-old loser, she kind of teams up with him and trying to figure out what's going on here and try to get out of there. But that's basically the storyline of this. Yeah, again, if you're big into 80s films like I am, check it out. I put it I'd put it on the watch list for people like me. But if you're just looking for a horror film, it's nothing special. It's just an okay if you're desperate. I don't know what else to say about that one. And on the show next time, we'll be discussing Unfriended, Dark Web, Cinema Massacre, which stars Mickey Rourke. It should be interesting. Donald Sutherland movie called American Hangman, La Luciferna, The Getaway, which stars Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad. And then we got the Nazi horror film called Overlord. Then one called School Spirit, and our retro film will be Motel Hell. Don't know how I haven't seen that one. That looks brilliant. So yeah, again, that's it for this time. Bye-bye for now.